Okay, so thank you for doing this. And then just to acknowledge you've signed a release form. You understand this video is going on YouTube, so any idiot can access it.
That's
But
okay.
I'm doing this series of clarity sessions publicly because coaching and therapy happens in isolation. So people feel like they're the only ones going through things, and they never are. And in times past, we would have been sharing all of this publicly, and no one would feel like they were the weirdo in the corner, right? That we would know everyone suffers. It's human nature. And then some people don't know if you've never been to coaching, you don't know what coaching looks like. And so you have no frame of reference for is it a good session? Is it bad session? Are we accomplishing something? So I just want to acknowledge I've had 12 of you that were brave enough to go, I'll do it and let everybody watch. This is so brave. So thank you.
No, my pleasure.
Yeah. So, as always, we just start with where you're at and then we'll follow where we need to go. And ideally, by the end, you have an action plan that you can take and put into motion and achieve something tangible because just blah, blah, blahing doesn't get us anywhere.
I get it. Okay. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So, what's up? What can I help you with?
Okay. I actually sent you, this thing we have to
Oh,
fill for,
form.
yeah, the
Yeah.
form. Yeah, the
Yeah.
form. But the form to schedule the clarity session, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as I said, there's a lot happening right now in my life, I think. Some things are really good, some things are not that good. And I just feel a little bit inside the tornado right now. It's all
Okay.
over the place. It's not, as I said, it's not that everything is bad. It's just that it's been too much. So
Yeah.
I think you and I talked, yeah, like a month and a half ago, I think.
Yeah.
And I want to, the good thing, I mean, one of the good things that is happening is my career. I just had a promotion. I'm very happy with the job.
Okay.
I'm earning more money, and I can do it. I know I can do it. I've been doing this my whole life, right?
Okay.
But it requires a lot from me. So as I told you yeah, that on that call that we had, I want to have another plan for my future because I'm not getting any younger, and this requires a lot from me, this type of job I have right now. So I want to explore that, but in the middle, my mom has been sick. She's old. She's an elderly woman now. She's 84, and she hasn't been okay health-wise.
Okay.
Um, and on top of that, I just had a breakup.
Yeah.
So it feels like a lot sometimes. To tell you the truth, I've been running a little bit from the grief,
Yeah. Okay.
going inside my job a lot. And I've been feeling it because I already got sick once. I got
Okay.
the flu, but you know, that one that throws you into your bedroom and your bed and you're bedridden
Yeah.
practically
Yeah.
for 2 or 3 days. Yes.
Yeah.
So you know what is happening. It's just very hard to pull back, and I really want to know which steps to take, not just to feel better, but to keep moving because right now I feel a little bit stuck.
Yeah. Well, I just want to acknowledge, you said it feels like a lot. It is a lot. That's that's a lot. That's an enormous kind of one after another, the next thing and the next thing. That's a lot. It's a lot to hold. It doesn't surprise me that you got sick. And it doesn't surprise me that you would run from the grief. But what I love about what you said is you're aware of it. If you're not aware of it, it's harder, right? So you know that you've kind of had to kind of keep it at the edge because you have
Yeah.
so much other stuff going on. And
Yeah.
then with mom being sick, that also leads us to thoughts of she's getting older, she's not feeling well, where that ends, where we all
Yeah.
end.
Yeah. Of
So it's
course.
like a death and a death, like an actual death of a relationship and an impending. I mean, may she live another as long as she wants to live, but there's that awareness of an impending another ending and a career ended. So
Yeah.
ending, 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 doors closing, things dying. Um, do you see a theme in those? Do you feel that thread?
I don't know anymore, Michelle.
Yeah, yeah, that's okay.
The universe hits me, and not in a bad way. I always been that kind of person that not toxic positivity, but
Right, right.
I always have thought that the universe changes you from places because you're going somewhere else. You need to grow.
Yeah,
So I'm probably there. I just that most of the times that you end up on those thresholds and those yeah, doors closing or opening or so on, it's not that you're very aware of what the hell is going on, you know?
not in the moment. Yeah,
No, no, no. Then when you look back, it's like, aha, this is where I was going, right?
yeah,
But
yeah,
right now it's not that um like I don't know why everything is happening at the same time. Of course I don't. With my mom, well, of course, as you said, it's an impending thing for everyone,
sure.
where you're going. She had a good life, I think, and she's we're trying to make her feel as comfortable as she can
Okay.
and be with her, trying to enjoy her last
Yeah,
years and so on, right? Um, so that's one thing that is going on. The rel- the the career thing, I think it's because I took this job and this promotion, and I was very eager to take it because I'm a Virgo and I love to, like you're a
yeah,
Capricorn.
yeah,
You
yeah.
see a messy thing and you want to make a good thing out of
Fix it.
it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I want to fix it. Yes. And um but of course it takes a lot, right? When you come into a
yeah,
position and you have seen things that you want to fix, of course it takes a lot from you.
yes.
Takes a toll,
Of
right?
energy.
Um,
Yeah,
and the fact that I'm thinking on my future is, of course, because I've seen my mom, and probably this is why what I've been thinking. You know, when you're 30 or 20 something, you don't think I think I actually think that you think I wanna live forever because you think when you hit 50 you're gonna have the same energy.
right. Yeah,
Newsflash, you don't. You don't. So I'm reaching 50. That's
yeah,
this year I'm reaching 50. So that's another thing. I think also age, not for all of us, but it throws you into directions when you think of stuff that you haven't thought of in the past, right?
yeah,
Um, with the relationship, it was a short one, a very intense one. I was very happy that nothing was broken, she said when we broke up. And no, just my heart.
yeah,
Exactly. And what she meant is that we actually ended in very good terms. Of course, I'm in the middle of grief. Sometimes I hate her.
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
as you should.
yeah, exactly. But we ended up things because we're not going in the same direction, you know?
Okay.
So I think this time, I don't know, an old version of me would have stayed,
Oh,
yeah, stay
yeah,
there waiting for things to get better, not have the difficult conversation, or okay, she's young, she's gonna get there at some
right.
point, she's gonna see what I'm seeing.
Yeah,
Not anymore because I'm not willing to invest the little time I have left, I think.
yeah,
That, yeah, on things that do not make me fully happy. And of course,
right.
don't get me wrong, I'm not some dreamer that I know that I cannot be
Yeah,
happy 24/7, but you know what I mean.
sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So in the past, you would have. stayed in love with someone's potential, and now you're like, this is the way it is. Maybe it changes, maybe it doesn't, but right now as it is isn't for me.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's a very hard thing to do, Michelle.
Yeah, it is because it's much easier to drift and hope and
Yeah.
rationalize. But being aware of our mortality definitely does create, like, I don't have patience for this. I don't have time for this. And there's a million people out there. There's loads of people out there. So,
Yeah.
yeah, just move on. So, when you say you feel stuck, where are you trying to go, or what are you trying to do and you feel stuck from, or do you just feel like stuck and you don't know why?
No, I think I get desperate with feelings. What am which is ridiculous, I know.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
I
feelings
get
aren't rational.
No,
Yeah.
no, but I get desperate with feelings. So, for example, I went into this master class that you recommended.
Yeah,
I started something, but right now I haven't moved into that direction. For example, I wanted to do. I like photography. I feel like I'm stuck not doing my photography. Um, I bought some things because I wanna. My daughter paints, and I ask her to. I just want to, just like an expression. I'm an engineer, so
yeah, yeah,
whatever I do is very, zeros and ones and computers and so on. So that creativity is never. It's not that I don't acknowledge it. It's not taken advantage of. So I
yeah.
wanted to go into that direction, but right now I feel like I don't have the energy.
Okay.
Like the grief is pulling me back.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I'm
I do.
saying?
Yeah, I get it now. So you think about stuff that used to be appealing to you, or you think about stuff that you'd like to explore, and you just are like, eh.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yes. Or I just don't have the energy to do
yeah,
it. It's like,
yeah.
for
There's no
example,
part.
on weekends, I have a big garden, so and I don't like gardening. Don't take me wrong. You know what I like? The hard work, because then
Okay.
it's a easier task that
Yeah,
give me some sense of accomplishment.
yeah.
So
It's
I don't
very,
have to put, yes, so I
yeah,
don't have to put too much into it.
yeah. It, your job takes lots of mental energy, and the
Yeah,
garden takes physical energy.
exactly.
So you have energy for the garden?
Yeah, I've been having some energy for the garden, yes.
Okay.
Which is has been good, I think.
Yeah. So it's super normal to I mean, everything you've just described, I'm not surprised you feel low energy. Like you're recovering, even though the promotion is a good stress, it's still stress, right? So there's a lot of different areas taking a toll on your body. While the job is, you have to expend more energy because you're learning, you have to get to know doing all the things you do to get to know a new position. You're having to think about your job a whole lot more than once you already know it and you can show up at 50% energy and still get the job done. Right now it takes 100, 110% of your energy. So feeling low energy is to be expected, but I almost feel like your mind is like telling you that's wrong.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yes. Yes, there's another aspect I haven't told you. Yes.
Uh,
My sleep patterns change very easily. And
okay.
right now, first, I don't know, week after the breakup, I couldn't sleep. I had insomnia.
Yeah.
Um, right now, I've been sleeping, but every freaking night, I'm dreaming. Every freaking night, I'm dreaming. So
Okay.
I wake up and I always, well, she's always there. Most of the time, she's there. and they are never good dreams. It's not that I'm having a nightmare because it's not, monsters and vampires and no, it's nothing like that. But
Yeah.
it's always situations where I feel uncomfortable. So
Okay.
when I wake up, it's like, you're stressed because of what you just lived on your dream, of course,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that hasn't helped.
Right. So you're never getting a break.
No,
Your
no.
waking life is stressful. Your dream life is stressful. You're
Yeah,
just,
last night I missed the flight.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. So when you're talking about all of this, where are you aware of it in your body? Where's it hanging out?
Mostly here, like like in my gut, but
Yeah.
here,
Your solar plexus.
yes, yeah, my
Yeah,
solar
where your
plexus
ribs come together. Yeah.
and here,
In your chest. Okay.
yes, and my chest.
Okay. So if
Um,
we just ask your body, there's like 17 different directions we could go with this. Yeah. But our minds are not real great at picking the right direction to go that will have the most benefit. So when you think of this big package of things that we've talked about, which thread on the sweater should we pull? Which is the most pressing? And you can just ask your body, that solar plexus and that heart and that chest, where do we need to go first? What's most important?
reaching some kind of peace,
Yeah, okay. And so what's the thing that you least want to talk about?
least. Oh my God, my mom, I think.
Okay, okay. So one way we can ask what, like we just did, what's most important, and then what do we really not want to deal with? Because that's where the tension is, right? Something's trying to happen and we're not letting it happen. So then we get that gear
Yeah.
grinding kind of sensation, and then it makes us more and more. It's very draining and tiring because
Mm.
you're designed to experience, process, integrate, move on. But you've got this experience package with mom. So tell me about, what is your body saying when we talk about mom?
Well, I think it's pain, really. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Um, I'm gonna be vulnerable.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but, well, I think my whole therapy has the last few years has been around the relationship with my mom.
Okay.
And I'm feeling very, very, very vulnerable right now. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Um,
Let me just say this. If we
yeah,
get to the end of this and you're like, yeah, I actually don't want that to be public, I'm okay with that. We
okay, that's
we don't
okay.
we don't have to. If we get there and you're like, yeah, that was a lot, I won't publish it. It's okay.
Thank you, Michelle. Um, no, I actually was thinking of being vulnerable. That takes a lot from me, and I think it has to do with precisely what I was gonna say. Is it's been a long journey and a hard one to try to mend, to heal, all this relationship we had in the past.
Yeah.
And now that I see her so old,
Yeah.
and uh, you know, just the impending thing about to happen, it's really hard.
Yeah.
And incredibly enough, before coming into this call, I didn't think we were going to talk about this. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but obviously, I think this is something that I've been putting in the back as well.
Yeah.
So I think it's just that I'm very aware of what's coming next.
Yeah. Yeah. And
I'm
the
sorry.
no, 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 no apology. This is what we ask. We ask the body to bring it forward so that it can move. And so
Yeah,
when that's in your chest, it also feels like it's a little impacting your throat a little bit.
a
And
lot.
solar plexus, this whole area. So
Yeah.
what does the body want to say about that? You see her now in a much different light. So
Yeah,
if what's your heart need to speak or name? What needs to be named?
I think, um, my God. Um,
Surprise.
yeah,
Here's all the stuff.
yeah, it's so many things, but I think if we can put it down to two, I think it would be, I'm sorry, it's my body going down right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I forgive you, I think I want to say.
Okay.
I think I want to say I recognize the human in you now.
Yeah.
Um, the human that tried to do whatever you thought it was the best.
Yes, exactly.
And you did what you could with the tools you had.
Yes,
I
which
think that's what, but of course, it's grief.
yeah.
Everything comes with grief, and it's just not the grief of what is about to happen, but of everything I have to let go, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's multiple things, right? You're grieving the loss of the mother you have. You're grieving the loss of the mother you wished you could have, that you would like to have had. And it's the end of all hope.
Yeah,
It can't, it becomes very stark and real that it never will change. Uh, let's see. Whew. Sorry.
thank you.
It can't ever. There's a part of us that always hangs on, and it's irrational, but we hang on to a little hope that maybe they'll turn into
Yeah,
needed, that they will finally show up and do what we needed them to do decades ago. And that hope can kind of hang out for a very, very long time. But when death enters the picture, it's the end.
yeah,
It will never change.
yes. Um, yes, I understand that. And I think I made like at some point I decided that that was not going to change. You know, our brains at some point stop changing, right?
Yeah, yeah. They slow down anyway.
Yes, yes, so they slow down. So at some point some I don't know, it was not long ago, many months ago, yes, but not years. I've decided that she's not gonna change. She's not gonna turn into that
Okay.
parent, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I decided to just have boundaries
Okay. Yeah.
and trying to live as peacefully as I can. But right now it's that change only for the fact that of course there's another how can I put it? Another point to reach, and we're gonna reach it soon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Between the both of us, it's gonna boundaries or not, she's not gonna be.
Right.
So yes, you're magical. I don't know how you got me there.
I'm a blessing and a curse, Carol. So, are you able to say to her, like, are you able to say that to her? Like, I see you. I know you tried and you didn't have very many tools or whatever. Like you did the best you could do. We know that. The analogy is like if you and I are cooking at the stove and I have something hot boiling and I lose my balance and I knock the pot over, it's going to burn you and damage you. I didn't mean to do it.
Yeah.
Still happened. And there's still that damage, which I hear you've been addressing in therapy.
Mm.
But are you able to have that conversation? Like, I can let this go. I forgive you. I love you.
I don't know. I don't think, not because of me, but because I think it would be too hurtful for her.
Okay. Yeah.
So, I'm act of service kind of person. So I try to, what I've been trying to do is to make you feel good, like before we came into this call. I took a shower because I was out. I was, yeah,
Yeah.
doing running some errands today. So as I told you, it's been hot outside. So
Yeah.
so while I was showering, I was thinking like, oh, tomorrow I'm gonna take my mom to eat to some small restaurant that just opened nearby my house that has seafood because she loves it.
Yeah.
So I think that's the only way I'm gonna find to express what I'm feeling because if I say it otherwise, I don't think she's gonna get it.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna hurt her because we're probably gonna go into no, I didn't do this. No, I wasn't it. You know what I mean?
In more ways than you know. I
Yeah,
absolutely get it.
yeah. So I
Yeah.
think it's a process I'm gonna have to if I'm gonna verbalize it, it's gonna be only to third parties like you right
Yeah.
now, or my therapist, or
Yeah.
myself, or my
Yeah.
journal, but not something I'm gonna be able to speak
Okay.
to her about.
So this stuckness and this heaviness, what's it asking for? Like, do you need to write letters of goodbye, or do you need to speak it to your garden, or create some sort of way for you to, because the unspoken can really drag us down. The words just back up in here and it gives us sore throats and creates all kinds of problems. So speaking it out loud matters, and speaking it to me and speaking it to your therapist or friends or whoever can stand as witness for you helps.
Yeah.
Does
Okay.
writing a letter help also? Like saying all those things you wish you could say?
Yeah, I hadn't thought of that, despite I like to journal, but
Yeah.
yes, yes, probably yes. Um, Again, as I said, I was running from the grief, so now I understand while we were talking, obviously, that I'm not only grieving what I think I was grieving. I'm grieving more.
Yes. Complex.
Yeah, I think what my body is asking, and I think I have to get it, it's some solitude,
Oh,
some kind of quiet, like where you can really sit and cry if you want, or write if you want, or sleep if you want.
yeah.
Like remove myself a little bit from the hectic life I've been put myself. Yeah, I was I put myself there, right?
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, it's
Because I
normal.
was running, because I was running, that's the truth.
Yeah.
And I think I need a little bit of that now that you're asking.
Yeah. It so as you're talking, I don't know what your favorite place is, but I hear the ocean and it looks like a seaside retreat of some kind, um, whatever your preference is. But I think the reason the ocean image always comes to me, it comes to me around emotions. Emotion and the sea and the ocean are the same thing to me. They're deep and vast, and we're never going to understand them. And they can drag us down and push
Yeah.
us up into the sun. And they're always in motion, right? Always moving, always changing. So fluid and complex. And so, whether you go to the actual seaside or just acknowledge that there's the grief, when we have a grief come up, it touches like a spider web every other grief that we've run from. So,
Yeah.
grief about mom, grief about partner, grief about being comfortable in your job, because even though you love it, there's still like, it's stressful, it's demanding. And there can be like, geez, I wish it was just easy again, and
Yeah.
then any other griefs that you've run from in the past, they start catching up to you. Another thing that happens when you hit 50 and as you go further, your ability to encapsulate or compartmentalize things starts to fade.
Don't tell me that.
It's the bad
Menopause
news.
is enough.
Like you can't keep it organized anymore. Everything just starts to come forward because we can't resist it anymore. Because it doesn't, it affects us. It affects our health. What do you
Yeah.
think about going away for a few days and just resting? Just resting.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually was telling my daughter this today. Like, I need to go, I need to ask for a day off, I said. Um, but then I remember I have a few days off. So I said, why just one, you know? Maybe a week would do me good.
Yeah. Is that
Mm.
possible?
Yeah, it is possible. I
Where would
just
you
have,
go?
I've been craving the beach, yes, because I love bodies of water.
Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah.
Uh, they give me some sense of peace. Even the sea when it's really rough,
Yeah.
when there's even that gives me like it makes me feel really small, but in a good way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, oh my God, this is marvelous. Why am I crying?
Uh-huh.
That's like that.
Yeah.
Um, the sea is one, but there's one place in Guatemala that I really, really love. It's Lake Atitlan.
Okay.
And on that lake, there is a cabin that I always go to that has a really nice view, and the weather is not that hot. So
Okay.
maybe there, because then at the sea, the heat gets me.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
gross. I hate it. I hate it. I really do. Oh God. Um, so when you do that, when you go, is that where you give yourself permission just to be human? Because you kind of put pressure on yourself to be superhuman, like get the job done, get the garden done, get the mom taken care of, check, check, check.
yeah. Yes, that's when I feel wow. Yeah, a little history. Before my previous relationship, I got married, and after we separated, we hadn't had the divorce yet. That was the only place I could be human, actually. I don't know why. It's probably around the things that my childhood, my relationship with my mom, and so on, and the fact that she lives with me, that I cannot feel. It's not that I cannot cry in my house. I do, but it's not like I can just, you know,
Let go. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
There, I can just let go.
Okay. That feels really important.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it.
I would highly recommend it. But in the meantime, if you get in touch with that grief, and I really can feel your just exhaustion, like just so tired. Um, if you check in with your heart and your throat and all this stuff, is there a way for us to like step into the energies and release a little bit now? Like use your, like I would ask you, and you can let me know if you want to participate, just to step into that space and call on whatever or whoever you call on,
Okay.
your spirit, your God, whatever your beliefs are, angels, spirits of the land. Um, I don't think you've asked for help.
No, I haven't.
You don't have to, you're trying to carry this impossible burden all alone. And it's like, you know how I call it your team invisible. Like your team invisible is all around you. They can't help you without being asked or invited.
Yeah, I just don't know how. I know when you talk about Team Invisible, we have so many talks, Michelle. I have so many questions for you. Um, because I know and I feel them, and I have felt them for a while in my life.
Yeah.
I'm very aware of them. I just don't know how to ask for help from them.
Okay. It's just as simple as help me.
Okay.
Just help me. So, can I guide you through a little process?
Yes,
And we'll
please.
see. And as you go, and so that I don't forget, when you get up in the morning, here's what I say to myself, like angels and all benevolent beings and all of my team invisible, please go before me through my day and pave the way for me to be of service. Make sure everyone I interact with leaves my presence lighter. Go before me and unwind any tangles that I may have, traps I've set for myself. Like, please go ahead of me into the day and guide me where I need to go and help me see you, help me hear you. Like we just ask, like, help me know that you're there and help me carry the burden. I think what's changing for you, Carol, is I don't know that you've given yourself permission to have that help.
No, I don't think I have.
I think that's a piece of this is you're allowed to have them help you carry the burden. You don't have to carry the burden for everything in your life all by yourself.
Okay.
You probably got strong too early, had to carry the weight of your childhood as a little bitty kid. And it's just what you're used to. You're used to just like, okay, pile on another load. Okay, pile on another load. Give me another problem. I'll just fix it. I'll just fix it. And you're really good at it and you're really strong and capable, but it's not necessary and it
Okay.
doesn't help you. Okay. So just in your imagination, if you could imagine that you could step inside of that tension and it feels lighter to me already just talking about it, but that ask that your team, you said, I feel them around me, I know that they're there. Ask them to come in and help you to feel their presence inside your heart
Okay.
and just see what your imagination comes up with. Here's an image that may help, and I'll send you this meditation.
Okay.
Imagine that you are in sitting around a campfire. Heat might be a bad choice, but just imagine that you're around a campfire
Okay.
and you're calling all these presences to come sit by the fire with you, and then call this grief to come sit right next to you by the fire. And tell me what kind of shape it takes, if it shows up as a person or an image.
A person.
Okay. And does it look like your mom or does it look like someone else?
It looks like me.
Okay. And what's that version of you doing?
Mm. This happens every time that I meditate, by the way.
Okay.
When I'm sad, I see myself sad and all dressed in black.
Okay. And
And
how old are you?
I'm the same age I have right
Okay.
now. It's,
Okay.
it's just me with different clothes and
Yeah.
my my face shows, how can I say it? It's not just one emotion, it's
Yeah.
grief.
Yes,
It's
grief. Yeah.
sadness. It's a little bit of the anger you feel when there is grief is not the same anger you
It's
feel
different.
when, yeah,
Yeah.
it's different.
Yeah.
It's kind of, I wanna tell the world to fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah.
That kind of expression in my face. That's
Yeah.
how I see it. I see myself serene, but also with all this feelings in the face. I don't know how to
Yeah.
explain it.
No, I got you. I got you. I get it. So what, who else is with you around the fire? Who else are you aware of?
I'm aware of figures, but I cannot name them.
Okay. How do they feel?
Observant,
Okay.
just observant, like looking at me,
Yeah. And so,
waiting for my reaction.
yeah, do you feel like there's a sense of waiting?
Yes,
Yes, I feel that too. So, would you feel comfortable saying like I'm inviting you in, like I'm ready to have help. I'm ready to feel you closer to me and let you help me. What happens if you say that into that space?
everyone stands up and gets closer to me.
Yeah. Yeah. They've just been waiting for your invitation.
Okay,
Yeah. So as they come closer to you, what happens to the you that's sad and frustrated and angry and hurting and all of that? What happens to her?
same thing that is happening to me right now. She's crying.
Yeah. Yeah. So get rid of the fire or whatever you need to do in this space and imagine that both of you are surrounded by all that love and compassion.
I feel lighter.
Yeah. So even just imagining that you can hand, like pull some of this heaviness out of your body and give it to them, just hand it to them, like they'll take it. And from here, it looks like some things are breaking up, like breaking apart, loosening up.
Yeah, I can feel them too.
And you can call on the energy of the ocean, the heart of the ocean to just rinse them away, to rinse everything about you, just washing it back into the sea.
Thank you, Michelle. I feel much better.
Yeah, okay. So then ask them to like flood you with light. Like you've let go of a lot. A lot of energy has left. Now we need to restore it.
Okay.
So however you want to visualize that, just imagine that they are flooding your system with energy, restoring, rejuvenating. Allow yourself to absorb as much as you can.
I feel less lightheaded
Okay.
when
Yeah,
you mentioned that some energy had left. I felt like precisely like that, like lightheaded, when you cannot
yeah,
right now that yeah, I feel more charged.
yeah,
Just imagine them just being around me, being light
yeah,
towards me.
yeah. And grounded, like sink into the earth a little bit,
Yeah,
because we can get lightheaded, and then we can get a little overexpanded sometimes, which can sometimes lead to a headache. So just like letting it settle and sinking down into the earth. Imagine your garden like holds you steady, something that holds you steady, brings it all home.
it's always the feeling of my feet, bare feet on ground.
That's perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah. Letting the ocean is held by the earth, all that activity, but it's contained, it's held.
yeah. Wow. You're gonna
If
send
you,
me this meditation, right?
yeah, what'd you say?
Are you gonna send me this meditation, right? Because
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
amazing.
yes. Well, you'll get a copy of this session for yourself,
Okay,
and I'll send you the campfire meditation. I use that one a lot.
okay,
The biggest, I think the biggest transformation that's trying to happen is that you really understand that as a child, you had to be the parent, you had to be the strong one, you had to carry the burden, and that's changing. It's changed already, but the last part of that is this habit or pattern of just kind of suffering through everything all on your own. It's the aloneness. You're surrounded by energies that are there that will help you, that you can talk to. I feel like a grandmother energy around you. I don't know if it's your grandmother or it just feels like a grandmother, but there's like a very warm energy near you that's willing to work with you and provide mothering. It feels to me like you didn't get the comfort, the nurturing, like the comfort and the warmth, and there's an energy there that is willing to let you learn that warmth.
okay,
And I don't know really how to capture it, but it's sort of like this coming home feeling, like shitty things happen, but you can come home and someone will comfort you and tell you it's going to be okay and, make soup or whatever, like that sort of nurturing kind of feeling. So that's available to you. And then when you when you stop running from it as you are, then it gets an opportunity to come out, but without asking for it to be restored, we end up just more depleted and
Okay.
more tired. So we have to remember, like, c- get a vision of yourself, talk to the pain, have it show you the form it takes, have all those energies around you, and just inviting them, please, please help me. I say that a lot. Will you fucking help me? Help me. I'm a mess. Somebody help me. But it took me a long time to do that because you know, was a grown up from very early childhood, when we don't
Yeah.
have parents that act like parents or do what parents need to do, then we have to grow up too quick.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty aware of that. Of where when it started. What I always lose sight of is what you just told me. I just lose sight of it. And I think it's because I'm so used to what you said is that you had to do it all the time. So you just said, you just accept it. Like it's coming. Okay, just give it to me.
Yeah,
There's
what
nothing.
else are you gonna do? I mean, that's just the way it was.
Yeah. So, but my brain doesn't, it's the, like if you mention it, if someone says it to me, then yeah, I'm doing it again.
Yeah.
But my brain is not yet, I haven't been able to change that path,
Just
the road that it takes to,
remember. Oh,
yes,
yeah, 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 yeah. Like, so your neurology, your nervous system is in that rut.
exactly,
It
exactly.
doesn't even remember to ask for help. Yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah. Okay, so here's how you get around that. You probably have one or more calendars.
yes,
Yeah, so I used to do this for myself as I would go out about a week, 7 days, or put a note on the calendar, like check in with yourself. I would write
okay,
that, check in. Where are you? What are you thinking about? I would write, what are you allowing to go on in your head? What are you allowing to go on in your relationships? Because we wake up, we fall asleep. We wake up, we fall asleep. So we have to time travel kind of and go out into the future and leave ourselves tiny alarm clocks. Yeah, like wake up, wake up. Where are you? What are you thinking about? What are you doing? Where are you at? Are you drinking enough water? Like, did you
yeah.
ask for help any time in the last 10 days? Like reminders to ourselves, wake up, wake up, wake up.
I'm gonna write that down because otherwise I'm not gonna forget it.
Yeah, it's the only tool that has ever really worked for me. Another way to do that is to write yourself a letter and put an email and to schedule it to be delivered like a month from now.
Okay,
Like,
yeah,
hey, remember you're supposed to ask for help. Remember that you have a lot of energies around you. They want to help, but you have to ask for it. You have to let them in. Remember, remember.
okay.
There used to be a website called futureme.org where you could write yourself letters and schedule them to be sent at some point in the future. And it used to be free. I think they charge now. But then I
Okay.
figured out, well, I can just do that in Gmail, write myself an email, and I still do it. I write
Yeah,
myself an email and I schedule it at to come show up in my email box in a couple of months or so to be like, oh yeah, what the
you know,
hell?
yeah, and the thing with help, it comes also from, as you said, yes, I know where it comes from. It comes, first of all, we're Generation X. We were raised
Yeah,
by
yeah.
people.
Who's gonna help us?
Yeah.
Yes, we have to do it all ourselves. But you're a
Yeah, that's even worse. Yes. That's even worse. I know. I'm a Virgo. That's even worse. But then also the whole environment I was in, family-wise, despite we were many, because we were six kids, I was the fifth. Um, you needed to carry your own weight, to call it in a way.
yeah,
That's the first one. And the second one is that growing up, asking for help always has felt like it comes to me with a sense of I'm being vulnerable and I don't know what to do with this vulnerability.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I always joke about it because of Virgos, of course,
When you have
ask
Scorpio too, right?
exactly. Yes.
So
Yes, I do.
the
Yeah.
double.
Astrologically speaking, as I told you, I think I wrote you this as a joke, but yes, Sun in Virgo, Moon in Aries, and ascending in Scorpio. So yes,
Yeah.
I very intense, Carol.
Yeah.
But I always joke with the fact that asking twice for something is like begging for me, but it's because I'm not used to asking for help. Of course, it's a joke,
Yeah.
because you should be able to ask for help for twice at least, right?
Yeah. And more than once.
And
Yeah.
more than
And if that person doesn't help you, then you ask someone else.
exactly.
But it does make you vulnerable because when we ask for help, we are exposing ourselves. And then if that person says no, then we have to deal with the hurt of that we may. So, I mean, no Scorpio I know wants to open themselves up to that. Because I have Scorpio Sun, Capricorn rising, and Gemini moon. So I don't want to be ew, gross.
Yeah,
Yeah, yuck. So, but the nice part about your team invisible is they're always there.
yeah,
You're not you don't they're never going to tell you no.
yeah.
When you start to ask them for help and allow that, it helps you start to get in the habit of asking for help before you're exhausted. And then it draws to you people who are willing to help you
Okay,
out hurting you. Um, New people start to show up that match that willingness to be acts of service to you.
okay,
Make sure you get fed, to make sure you're taken care of instead of you always being the one.
okay. Yeah, I need to ask for help.
Yeah. Start with them because they're safe.
Yeah, of
They're
course.
safe bet. They're not going to hurt you. They're not going to say no. They're not going to say, Why can't you do it yourself? Or you should just do it yourself. Why are you weak? Where are you being weak? Ugh. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yuck.
yeah. Yuck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nobody, I don't want to feel weak. That's the hardest thing for me to get used to was to let that sense of vulnerability because I labeled vulnerability as weak and it's not. It's different.
yeah. I know.
Yeah,
I know. I think it's a generational thing for us.
definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the plan?
The plan, immediate plan is to, I think I need to deal with whatever I'm feeling. So taking some days off and giving them to me instead of to anyone else. I
Yes.
mean,
Yeah,
really allow me to be with myself.
yeah, go alone. Yeah,
Yeah. Uh, do all the morning I have to do if I have to.
yeah,
Um, cry, scream, journal,
yeah.
s- really rest.
Re-
Yeah, sleep.
Rest. Yeah,
At least 4 days. I want to go for 4 days with no computer, no access to nothing.
good.
So that's the first plan, the first action of the plan, I think. The other one is to ask for help every day.
Every
I
day.
will I will do I will take your advice on the morning one, but I would also do it on in the night because I want to sleep, Michelle. I don't want to keep dreaming.
Yeah.
There was this Buddhist monk I was watching. I don't remember his name right now, but he was saying they were talking about if this is a real place, of this some
Uh-huh.
sort of illusion or so on, or in the modern and westernized discussion of is this a virtual reality, right? We don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Simulation.
Yeah, a simulation, yes.
Yeah.
So he was explaining that this is just how we are experiencing right now. But then he made this comparison to what you feel when you're dreaming, and I was like, oh my God, yes, this is how I feel.
Yeah.
Every time that you're dreaming, you're there.
Yes.
You're experiencing like you're in this reality.
Yeah.
Therefore, I don't want to, I don't want to dream right now. Really, I don't want to dream. I don't even want the possibility of a good dream. I just want to rest.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
then I know if I don't dream, I will not wake up confused or angry or sad or, just rest. So I want to do that. I'm going to ask for help before going to bed, and
Yeah.
I'm going to ask for help coming out of bed. I think I'm going to journal a little bit.
Okay.
Because I don't know if yeah, with my therapist, I can get this out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but I think writing is probably gonna get it out more. How should I put it? Not easily, but every time I need to, it's gonna happen. It's not like I have to wait for an appointment and so on.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna journal a little more right now,
Okay.
and yeah, try to. And the reminders, yes, and the reminders in my calendar.
Yeah.
Gonna put them on in a week for the time being.
I used to set cell phone alarms to go off 4 times a day on my phone to try and, when I was really in the thick of, like in my 30s, trying to break this pattern, trying to stay awake to what was really happening and not fall back into that rut. It's a lot of work, but the cell phone alarms, a weekly reminder to go, oh yeah, don't do that thing.
Yeah, exactly. I
Yeah,
think I'm gonna take these weekly calendars and maybe go into nature. I
yeah,
live very close by to nature. I can go on mountains, I can go on hikes. So maybe take that with one of my dogs and try to get this um I don't feel like this sort of thing, and please tell me if I'm wrong. This sort of thing, this kind of trying to go on hikes right now or getting my time. I don't want to spend that time with people around me.
agreed. Yeah,
It's like noise right now for me.
yes. Yeah, solitude is the best thing, I think the best thing for you right now, so that you can start to hear and feel, perceive awareness, like opening your awareness, opening up the things that you perceive in real life and in the invisible. Just being, you have to be alone to figure that out, to feel it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the plan for now.
That's perfect. That's
Cool.
the only other thing I would suggest if you want to is to write a goodbye letter
Oh,
more than
yeah.
more than once. And sometimes it's a good idea to do that with your therapist in case you unload a whole bucket of stuff, then you're not trying to deal with it by yourself.
Okay. Write a goodbye letter or
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. And then let me know if you have any questions. Or yeah.
Yeah, I'll have more questions later on, I think.
Yeah.
As I told you, I have many conversations. This is the first one of many, Michelle. Many pending conversations with you and questions and so on.
Yeah. Yeah, no problem. Um, good for now. I feel like your energy's better.
Yeah, thank you so much. It is better. It is better. I feel it less here and it's lighter here, much more
Yeah.
lighter here and
Yeah.
here. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, good. And just to point out that you did that, like you did that work. I pointed you in a direction, but you did it. So, I mean, just an acknowledgement of how powerful you are, and
Thank
what's available to you all right inside.
you.
I'm
Okay.
going to stop the recording here.